Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, it's time to settle the debate. Tacoma, right there behind me, or Jeep Gladiator, right up there above. Now, what I'm talking about, when it really comes down to it, there's only one thing that really separates these two trucks. Some of you aren't going to like me for saying that, but I own both. So am I qualified to speak about them? Yeah, I think so. So let's take a look. There are 6 things that I looked at for this, really, to try to compare the two. First off, and this probably is the most important, at least when people first start off, and that's the price. You know, what do you have to shell out to have either one of these trucks? Well, the MSRP, and I looked at the off-road as loaded as I could find, and I went to 2 dealer websites so I could get some real numbers. You know, not the stuff that you see out there on the build sites where things are added and everything else. This is the price of 2 trucks that are actually sitting on the lot that you can pick up. So, the Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road, you can pick one up right now for $45,873. Now, that's the MSRP. So of course you could do some dealing and stuff, but we're only looking at the beginning hard numbers. $45,873 for the Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road. Now, the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, because I figure that's the closest to the TRD Off-Road, and this is crazy, $61,320. Wow. I mean, that's a huge difference. Is it worth it? I don't know. We're going to find out. So, the Tacoma wins in that first category. Next up is engine. You know, the Tacoma has a 3.5 liter V6, and the Gladiator has the 3.6 liter V6. So we're talking 1 liter difference. But man, what a difference. And it's got to be the way that they have them tuned. I mean, the Jeep Gladiator, I'm not going to say it blows your socks off, but it's got some great power. It's fun to drive, it's quick, it's nimble. I would say it wins. When looking at the two, the Gladiator wins in the power department. Next up, appearance. Now, I have said many times on the channel that for me, the best looking truck, mid-size truck on the road is the Toyota Tacoma. And that still stands. The Gladiator's not that far behind though, and I know it's a polarizing look, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. There's really no in between. I gotta say that when I first saw the Gladiator, I wasn't a big fan. But it grew on me after a while. You know, the more I saw it, the more I liked it. And then when I finally got to put my hands on one, walk up to one in person, it's pretty awesome. Not quite as pretty as the Tacoma, but pretty awesome. I would say the Tacoma wins that one. Next up, and these are capacities. You know, it is a truck, right? So it's got to be able to do what a truck should do. We're going to look at towing. And this is where things change. The Toyota Tacoma is rated at 6,400 pounds maximum tow capacity. The Jeep Gladiator, with its extra special tow package, I guess, but you can't get that on the Tacoma, is 7,650 pounds. Man, that is a lot for a mid-sized truck. But it's rated to do it. The Gladiator wins. Next up, so we're kind of tied right now. Next up is payload. You got to be able to put stuff in the bed. How much can you put in the bed, right? I mean, again, it is a truck. We have to consider these things. The Toyota Tacoma is rated at 1,155 pounds. The Jeep Gladiator is at 1,700 pounds. You know, not some massive improvement, but still not too bad. So we've got to give that category to the Jeep Gladiator. So if I'm keeping track, it looks like the Gladiator is winning by 1. Last up, the last thing that I looked at was technology. You know, I'm big into tech, I don't care if it's a car or truck or whatever, I want tech. And I gotta say, they're both doing an awesome job now. You know, the Toyota Tacoma before the 2020, excuse me, before they added Apple CarPlay and some of the other things, the bigger screen, the 360-degree camera, you know, some of the other tech features that they now have available in the Tacoma, it was sorely lacking. But it's now equivalent. The Gladiator has got all that stuff on it. Doesn't have a 360-degree cam option, but still has enough tech that I would call this probably even, with maybe a slight tick in the column for the Tacoma, but just slight, maybe about in the middle, just pushing the Tacoma a little bit. I would say overall they're pretty much equal. So in the end, really, looking at just these things, the Gladiator's kind of ahead, right? I mean, it's winning. So which one do you buy? If you're looking at both, which one do you buy? What is that one thing that it comes down to? And that is reliability. You know, Jeep has a horrible reputation and track record for reliability. You know, I went out and looked recently at the number of recalls that were out there. There are 3 recalls on the Gladiator, and it's really just getting going, right? Of course, in the environment we're in right now, it's probably stalled a little bit. So there's not a lot of road time or miles that have been put on the Gladiator yet for comparison now. Don't get me wrong, the Tacoma's had its issues recently too, even to the point where it's maybe starting to become a little bit concerning that Toyota is letting their quality slip a little bit. I don't know. But even so, I think the perception out there is still that Toyota, the Tacoma in particular, is a more reliable brand. That their trucks are better, they're gonna last longer, and they're not gonna have some of the issues or nagging things that the Jeep Gladiator might have. Now, why is that important? I mean, you get a warranty when you buy one, right? 3 years, 36,000 miles, whatever. So you can take it in, you can take it to the shop, you can have it repaired. But there's 2 things to consider in that, I think. Number one, why do you want to do that? I mean, you don't buy the truck so that you can take it into the shop and have to sit there and waste your time waiting for it to be repaired, right? Nobody does that. Nobody wants to do that. And then secondly, if you're the type that buys one of these and you're looking to have it for years and years, in other words, not trade it after 2 or 3 years, you have to be concerned about what your costs are going to be after that warranty expires, right? And given the track record of Jeep or Fiat Chrysler now, I guess, you kind of have to be concerned about that a little bit. So, in the end, only because of that one thing, reliability, do I give the edge to the Toyota Tacoma. Now, the Gladiator's getting closer. If they can turn around their longevity expectations or their reliability, I might put them neck and neck. But right now, I would say if you're looking at both, you're gonna have to tip the scale a little bit in the direction of the Tacoma, because in the end, what's important? It might look pretty sitting there in the driveway, and it might tow and haul more, but if it doesn't run, or you have to be in the shop all the time, is it really worth it? Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, go over those things a little bit, you know, because like I said, I have both vehicles. There's the other one up there. And I have good experience with them, so I thought it'd be a good time to get on here and talk about them, because to be honest, I love both trucks. I think they're both awesome. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Are they pretty much equivalent? Or do you lean one way or the other for some other reason I didn't mention? I'd be curious to know. Also, if you haven't before, and you'd like to, check out my Jeep Gladiator channel, right up there. It is RobMotion, all about the Jeep Gladiator. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.